हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू स्मार्ट आईएएस फाउंडेशन। आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे एक बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक जो यू कैन कंसिडर इट अ वेरी फेवरेट टॉपिक ऑफ यूपीएससी, जो है नंबर सिस्टम। तो एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चंस नहीं है, जो हम प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस है उनको ही देखेंगे, उनसे हम सीखने की कोशिश करेंगे क्या ट्रेंड हो सकता है, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस कुड बी आस्क्ड इन आवर फ्यूचर एग्जामिनेशंस, प्राइमरली इन दिस प्रीलिम्स, इन द कमिंग प्रीलिम्स ऑफ 2026। सो बेसिकली आइडिया क्या है ये टॉपिक लाने का कि व्हेन आई सी द लास्ट 3-4 years ट्रेंड, so it has been a very continuous concept or continuous topic or set of questions from number system that UPSC has been constantly asking. So I thought why not make a complete playlist of all the previous year questions, and I thought it is the best to start with this topic of number system because last year I am bringing questions here from the last year, that is of 2025. यहाँ से आप लोगों को पता चलेगा कि there are so many questions which are only from this topic of number system. So from 2021-22 the trend has started. उससे पहले भी था but it has increased from the last 3-4 years. So if considering ये situation, अगर इस साल भी नंबर सिस्टम्स के बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस आ जाए, आप लोग अच्छे से प्रिपेयर कर पाओ। यहाँ पे दो चीजें हैं which is we need to understand. जब मैं नंबर सिस्टम की बात बोल रहा हूँ, that means एक तो है कि नंबर सिस्टम के कंसेप्ट जानने होंगे, देन ओनली यू विल बी एबल टू अटेम्प्ट दोस क्वेश्चंस। सेकंड थिंग इज दैट इवन इफ यू डोंट नो द कंसेप्ट्स, अगर आपको कुछ भी नहीं पता नंबर सिस्टम में क्या क्या है, रिमाइंडर थ्योरम क्या है, यूनिट डिजिट कंसेप्ट क्या है, देन आल्सो थ्रू योर ओनली एप्टीट्यूड और योर कॉमन सेंस यू विल बी एबल टू सॉल्व दोस क्वेश्चंस। तो दोनों तरीके के क्वेश्चंस आते हैं। व्हेन यू आर नॉट एनफ प्रिपेयर्ड, जस्ट ट्राई टू यूज योर बेसिक एप्टीट्यूड स्किल व्हाइल अटेम्प्टिंग द क्वेश्चंस इन योर एग्जामिनेशन टाइम। तो स्टार्ट करते हैं विद द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन। दिस क्वेश्चन इटसेल्फ सेज हाउ you don't need to understand or don't need to complete the topic of number system as a part of the syllabus. तो यहां पे क्या बोला गया, x be a real number between 0 and 1। पहली बात तो 0 and 1 के बीच कितने नंबर्स होते हैं? There are infinite numbers. Which is the smallest number? If I tell you which is the number right after 0, it can be 0.1. If I tell you it is not so, इससे भी कम नंबर है, which can be the number 0.01. So 0.01, if I tell you the number next to the number 0 is 0.01, it may not also be correct. 0.001 भी हो सकता है. So we cannot predict which number is after 0. But it is not necessary for this question. यहाँ पे सिर्फ जानना है कि 0 को और 1 के बीच में x कोई भी रियल नंबर है, तो ये दोनों सिचुएशन हमें दिया गया है। मान लो मैं कंसिडर करता हूँ 0.1, द नंबर राइट आफ्टर 0। तो 0.1 का अगर मैं स्क्वायर करूं, व्हाट इज द आंसर? 0.01। इतना ही जानने की जरूरत है बस। देखो, व्हेन आई कंसिडर्ड ए नंबर 0.1, इसको मैंने स्क्वायर जब कर दिया तो जो नंबर आया वो इससे क्या हो गया? द नंबर इज स्मॉलर देन दिस नंबर। दैट मीन्स व्हेन आई कंसिडर्ड ए नंबर x एंड व्हेन आई स्क्वायर्ड इट, व्हाटएवर द नंबर वाज हियर, the square of this number is smaller. That means as I increase the power, the number will get smaller. इसको अगर मैं क्यूब कर दूं तो क्या हो जाएगा? 0.001. As I keep on increasing the power, the value will keep on decreasing. तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट में देख लो, ये क्या हो रहा है? पावर इंक्रीज हो रहा है ना, 2 to 3. That means वैल्यू डिक्रीज होंगे. That means x square will be larger than x cube. ये स्टेटमेंट तो सही लग रहा है। सेकेंड स्टेटमेंट देख लो, x and root x. x का मतलब क्या है? x का पावर 1 और रूट x का मतलब क्या है? x का पावर 1/2. दैट मींस द पावर इज डिक्रीजिंग। ये एक है, ये आधा है। इफ द पावर इज डिक्रीजिंग तो डेफिनेटली क्या होना चाहिए? ये वैल्यूज इंक्रीज होने चाहिए। यहां पे सिचुएशन कैसी होनी चाहिए थी? x इज लेस देन रूट x, क्योंकि पावर अगर डिक्रीज हो रहा है तो डेफिनेटली द वैल्यू शुड इंक्रीज। दैट मींस ये स्टेटमेंट सही नहीं है। व्हाट इज द करेक्ट आंसर हियर? ऑप्शन ए। गॉट इट? सिर्फ स्टेटमेंट्स यू नीड टू रीड। बाकी यहाँ पे कंसेप्ट क्या है? अगर मैं किसी भी नंबर डेसिमल 0-1 के बीच सब नंबर डेसिमल में होंगे, व्हेन आई स्क्वायर द डेसिमल, व्हेन आई इंक्रीज द पावर ऑफ ए डेसिमल, द वैल्यू कीप्स ऑन डिक्रीजिंग। जितना मैं पावर इंक्रीज करते जाऊंगा, वैल्यूज उतना डिक्रीज होती जाएगी। दिस इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ दिस। कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। So it is given a what is the unit digit in the multiplication of this. In this question also all you need to know about the multiplication table of 5. क्या होता है यहाँ पे 5 into 1 कितना होता है 5, 5 into 2 10 होता है, 5 into 3 कितना होता है 15, 5 into 4 20 होता है, 5 into 5 25, 5 into 6 30, 5 into 7 35. That means whenever I am multiplying an odd number with 5, I am getting a number जिसका unit digit कितना है 5. No matter whatever number you multiply with 5, odd number, you are always going to get the unit digit as 5. यहाँ पे देखो 1 into 3 is 3, 3 into 5 is 15. Once I get 15 here, no matter whatever odd number I keep on multiplying, always the unit digit will be 5. देख लो 15, 15 into 7, 7 into 5 35, 7 1 105. Now 105 into 9, 9 into 5 45. Whatever you keep on multiplying here, always the unit digit will go on as 5. Okay, so our main agenda here was is that 1 into 3 we got is 3. By the time we get here as 15, our work is done here. But if there was an odd number here, then the situation would have been different. If there was an odd number, if यहाँ पे it was given 6 or 8 or something, then the unit digit will become 0. Because whenever you multiply 5 with an odd number, always the result is 0. 5 into 10, 5 into 2 10, unit digit is 0. 5 into 4 20, unit digit 0. 5 into 6 30, unit digit 0. So whenever you multiply any even number with 5, always the unit digit will be 0. So if this question has been asked last year, so can we not predict similar questions could be asked in this year? Only the difference could be made कि यहाँ पे every number is an odd number. There I am giving into all the even numbers. Once I get 5 here, then all multiplied by the even number 5 into 10, 5 into 2 10, 10 into 4 40. All will go like this, and ultimately I will get a 0 there. Yes or no? So this is the case of UPSC that we need to focus on how the trend is there and what type of questions we can predict in the coming examination. Now if I come to this next question, there is a trick hidden here. UPSC is very fond of playing with the mindset of the students, playing with these tricks. Here you see the x are some inclusive values from 4 to 8. That means x can be 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 from 4 to 8. And y can be 2 to 7, that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is being asked what is the ratio of the maximum value of x plus y to minimum value of x minus y. So if I want to find the maximum of x plus y, if I take this minimum value, so am I going to get the maximum one? Certainly not. So what do I need to do here? I need to take the maximum values. What are the maximum? For x the maximum is 8 and for y the maximum is 7. So if I want to take, I will take 8 and 7. Now the next part is to minimum value of x minus y. That means now I want the minimum value of x minus y. This is where the students will get confused and they will mark the wrong answer here. When I am taking for maximum, when I am taking the maximum value, similarly what will I do? For minimum I will take the minimum values 4 minus 2. Now it gives me the answer as 15 by 2. I will mark it here and I will get it wrong. Why did I get it wrong? Because when you see, when I take 4, x as 4 and y as 2, I get it 2. But is 2 the minimum value? Here it is being asked the minimum value of x minus y. There are some values which are smaller than 2. How do I get it? If I take x as 4 and if I take y as 7, how much did I get now? 15 by, what is 4 minus 7? It is, 4 minus 7 is minus 3. So which is bigger? 2 is bigger or minus 3 is bigger? Definitely minus 3 is smaller and 2 is bigger. So instead of considering 4 and 2, why should I not consider 4 and 7? Because it is asking me about the minimum value. If I consider 4 and 7, my minimum value is minus 3. So what is the result here? Minus 5 by 1, 3 into 5, 15. Is it there in the question? Is it there in the options? No. So what will be the right answer here? The right answer will be none of the above. So this is how UPSC tricks us, and we are very fond of making those kind of mistakes. So when I take the maximum value for x and y, similarly my tendency will be to take the minimum values of x and y here. So while I take the minimum values, I get the wrong answer, and that answer is there in the options. Okay, so we need to be careful whenever we are attempting this type of questions. It is very important to focus on what we are writing here. Next, it is being given three numbers. Here also there is a trick. Three numbers are there, P, Q and R. I get it. Each less than 20. Three prime numbers. Okay, these three are prime numbers, P, Q and R, and each are less than 20. Let me write all the prime numbers which are less than 20. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17 and 19. These numbers we have which are less than 20. Now the condition is that P minus Q should be equal to Q minus R. Or if I can write it with more convenient for me, if I take the R here side, it will become P plus R. If I take the minus Q this side, it will become 2Q. Let me try to satisfy this condition. See, here is given how many distinct possible values can we get for P plus Q plus R. The trick here is that it has not been asked that P, Q and R should be distinct. मतलब P भी अलग होना चाहिए, Q भी अलग होना चाहिए और R भी अलग होना चाहिए. This is not the desire or requirement of this question. The question says how many distinct possible values can we get for P plus Q plus R. The sums that we are going to get after adding P plus Q plus R, those sums should be distinct, not the digits or the values of P, Q and R. This is the difference. So if I don't understand this question and if I try to take all the distinct value of P, Q, R, if I take P as 2, Q as 3, R as 5, okay, so I might get lot of such answers which will make my solution too longer and too bigger for me. So why not I understand the question properly? If I try to understand the question, it is asking distinct values of P plus Q plus R. That means I can take the same values. If I take the same values, you see, if I can select any value from here. If I select P as Q, P as 2, R as 2 and Q as 2, is the condition satisfied? 4 equals to 2 into 2, 4. Yes, if I take 2, the condition is satisfied. What is the sum? 2 plus 2 plus 2, P plus Q plus R, that is 6. So one sum we got it as 6. Similarly, if I take P, Q, R, 3, 3, 3, P as 3, R as 3 and Q as 3. Is the condition satisfied? 3 plus 3, 6. 2 into 3, 6. Yes. That means one condition is that 3 plus 3 plus 3. I can take it. What is the sum here? 9. Similarly, if I take 4, I cannot take 4 because it is not a prime number. I should take 5. So 5 plus 5, 10. 2 into 5, 10. 7. 7 plus 7, 14. 2 into 7, 14. That means for 5 also I am going to get the same condition. So that's I can take here P as 5, Q as 5 and R as 5. कितना हो गया यहाँ पे 15. If I take 7, it also satisfy my condition. So यहाँ पे sum कितना हो गया 70, 21. See, I am getting distinct sums. यहाँ पे 6 मिला, यहाँ पे 9, यहाँ पे 15, यहाँ पे 21. That means for every prime number here, I am going to get distinct sums for P plus Q plus R. For 2 I am going to get a different one. For 3 I am going to different one. For 5 I am going to get a different one. सबके लिए मुझे different मिलेगा. अगर सबके लिए मुझे different मिल रहा है, that means how many sums I can get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I am going to get 8 distinct sums. Is it there in the options? Since 8 is not there in the options, so we are going to go with more than 6. यही सब trick चाहिए in UPSC. If you can crack this kind of tricks, it will be very easy for you to solve all the questions. अगर trick समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, then you will be taking a little bit time here. Now you see here, यहाँ पे भी बहुत interesting trick है यहाँ पे. It is not trick, but you just need to understand a basic concept. क्या है basic concept? Consider the first 100 natural numbers. यहाँ पे the only thing you need to know till now is that what are natural numbers. What are natural numbers? It starts from 1 and it extends to infinity, but here it is asking about only the first 100 natural numbers, so it will be from 1 to 100. And on what are whole numbers, it starts from 0 to infinity. कंडीशन क्या है? हमें सिर्फ वो नंबर चाहिए जो डिविजिबल नहीं होगा, नॉट डिविजिबल बाय 2, 3, 5, 7, 9। कौन से नंबर डिविजिबल नहीं होते? द ओनली नंबर्स व्हिच आर प्राइम नंबर्स। नाउ व्हाट आर प्राइम नंबर्स? प्राइम नंबर्स आर सच नंबर्स व्हिच आर डिविजिबल ओनली बाय 1 एंड इटसेल्फ, जिनके सिर्फ दो ही फैक्टर्स होंगे। कौन कौन है? 1 एंड इटसेल्फ, जो खुद होंगे, और 1। तो बाकी जो नंबर्स है एक्सेप्ट द प्राइम नंबर्स, दोज आर नोन एज कंपोजिट नंबर्स, उनके अलग अलग फैक्टर्स होंगे। अगर यहां पे बोला गया है कि इन नंबर से डिविजिबल नहीं होना चाहिए, दैट मींस हियर इट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑल दी प्राइम नंबर्स, जो इन नंबर से डिविजिबल नहीं होगा। यहां पे 4 नहीं है बिकॉज इफ इट इज डिविजिबल बाय 2 अल्टीमेटली इट विल बी डिविजिबल बाय 4। 6 नहीं है बिकॉज इफ इट इज डिविजिबल बाय 2 and 3 अल्टीमेटली इट विल बी डिविजिबल बाय 6। 8 नहीं है बिकॉज इफ इट इज डिविजिबल बाय 2, इफ इट इज डिविजिबल बाय 4 अल्टीमेटली इट विल बी डिविजिबल बाय 8। ठीक है, सो दोज नंबर्स आर नॉट गिवन। सो अल्टीमेटली इफ from 2 to 9, if the numbers are not divisible from 2 to 9, that means those numbers are prime numbers. अभी यहाँ पे देख लो, in the first 100 numbers, how many prime numbers are there? From 1 to 50, there are 15 prime numbers. Okay, there are 15 prime numbers, and from 51 to 100, there are another 10 prime numbers. If you can find it out, please try to find it out. What are the prime numbers from 1 to 100? You will get 25 such prime numbers. That means these 25 prime numbers will not be divisible by these numbers. But a fun fact here is that, am I going to go with this option of 25? No, because from these 25 prime numbers, I have to exclude some numbers. Which numbers I am going to exclude? Because in these 25 numbers, I have these numbers there. These are also prime numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7. If I consider these numbers here in these 25 numbers, that means यहाँ पे ये numbers भी है, 2 भी है, 3 भी है, 5 भी है, 7 भी है, लेकिन वो नंबर तो यहाँ से डिविजिबल हो जाएंगे। क्या हम उनको कंसिडर करेंगे? यहाँ पे नहीं कर सकते, बिकॉज अगर मैं बोलूँ कि 1 to 100 देयर आर 25 प्राइम नंबर्स, तो सारे 25 प्राइम नंबर्स ऐसे नहीं है कि इनसे डिविजिबल ना हो। क्यों? बिकॉज ये 4 नंबर्स भी है जो इससे, इन चारों से डिविजिबल हो जाएगा, जो इनमें, इनके अंदर it is being there, occupied there. In these 25 prime numbers, there are these 4 numbers which can be divisible by these 4. So we have to exclude these 4. How much did I get? 21. So should I go with this answer of 21? यहाँ पे भी I cannot go with 21. The third trick here hidden is there. I have one more number, 1. 1 is not divisible by any of these numbers, but we have not considered in prime numbers because 1 is neither prime nor composite. So अगर इन नंबर से 1 डिविजिबल नहीं हो रहा है, that means I have to count at 1 also. So how many numbers did I get here now? So I have got 22 such numbers. How many such numbers did I get? From here I can say that I have got 22 such numbers. This is how you work on this. यहाँ पे जरूरत थी नेचुरल नंबर्स क्या है जानने की एंड प्राइम नंबर्स क्या है जानने की, बाकी it was very easy to solve. Now coming to the next question. Whenever you see the question at first, ऐसा लगेगा कि this is not possible, this question is not doable at all. But it's my humble request. जब भी थोड़ा टिपिकल या फिर थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन दिखाई दे इन यूपीएससी सीसेट, always try to go with the options. हमें देखो, हमें कितने सेट चाहिए, यहाँ पे बोला गया हाउ मेनी पॉसिबल वैल्यूज ऑफ p प्लस q प्लस r, हमें कितने पॉसिबल वैल्यूज है वो पूछ रहे हैं, एंड द ऑप्शंस आर वेरी सिंपल, नन, 1, 3 और मोर देन 3. इट मींस इफ आई कैन फाइंड जस्ट 4, देन आई कैन डायरेक्टली गो विथ ऑप्शन डी. या फिर अगर मुझे 4 ऑप्शंस नहीं मिल रहे, आई कैन नॉट गेट 4 वैल्यूज, आई कैन गो विथ 3. It is not here like the options given as 20, 30, 40, 50. So even if the question, I understand the question might seem a little difficult to you because information बहुत lack होती है in this type of questions. But still, it's my request that at least go once with go through once the options. अगर options में दिख रहा है कि 1, 2, 3 ऐसे type के options है, kindly read the question once. इस question में देखो, whenever I start the classes, तो बेसिक के अलावा व्हेन आई स्टार्ट द प्रॉपर क्लासेस ऑफ सीसेट, आई ऑलवेज स्टार्ट विथ वन concept that is percentage. Why do I start with? Because even if these questions can be easily done if you understand the concept, basic concept of percentage. Whenever I teach percentage, I used to give my students a chart. कौन सा चार्ट है ये जो इक्विवेलेंट चार्ट है 1 इज इक्विवेलेंट टू 100%. ये समझाने का भी एक तरीका है. ये देखो, अगर मान लो मैंने ये पेन आई कट इट इन द मिडल, दिस विल बी 50% एंड दिस विल बी 50% एंड द एंटायर पेन विल बी 100%, है ना. Here if I consider this to be half, that is 1/2. Here also I consider to be half, that is 1/2. So 1/2 and 1/2, it will be 1. That means this 50% is equivalent to half, this 50% is equivalent to half. That means this entire 100% is equivalent to half plus half, that is 1. So I can consider 1 is equivalent to 100%. Now if I keep on dividing this, if I divide 1/2, it becomes 1/2. If I divide 100/2, it becomes 50%. If I divide 1/3, it becomes 1/3. If I divide 100/3, it becomes 33.33%. If I divide 1/4, it becomes 1/4. If I divide 100/4, it becomes 25%. Similarly, 1 divided by 5, 1/5, it becomes 20%. 6 के साथ डिवाइड करेंगे, it becomes 16.66%. 7 के साथ डिवाइड करेंगे, it becomes 14.28%, and so on. This is very necessary not only in the percentage related questions. In this question also you will see, if you understand this concept, ये भी समझ में आ जाएगा. यहाँ पे देखो मेरे पास 3 fractions है. These are fractions 1/p plus 1/q plus 1/r, which is equal to 1. ये देखो, I have fractions here and मुझे पता है कि 1 का इक्विवेलेंट क्या है 100. यहाँ पे बोला गया p, q and r are natural numbers. See, वही condition you need to satisfy here, that p, q and r are natural numbers, not necessarily distinct. I can consider same number for p, q and r. मान लो I want to consider 1/3. If I consider like this, if I consider p as 3, that is 1/3, 1/p is 1/3, 1/q is 1/3 and 1/r is 1/3. What is the result? LCM will be 3, 1 plus 1 plus 1. So it will be 3/3. It is how much? 1. So if I add these 3, 1/p plus 1/q plus 1/r, I got the answer as 1. That is what was needed here. 1/p plus 1/q plus 1/r is 1. That means I have one set of values for p, q, r. It is 3, 3 and 3. What is the sum? 3 plus 3 plus 3? 9. It is asking how many possible values of p plus q plus r, right? So p plus q plus r, one value I got it as 9. Secondly, what I can consider here? The condition is that it should be equals to 1. ऐसे 3 fractions, you just have to pick 3 fractions from here. After adding those fractions, I should get 100. Just think about this. If I consider 1/2, it is how much? 50%. If I consider 1/4, it is 25%. So I can take 1/2, 1/4 and 1/4. So 50 plus 25 plus 25, it will give me 100%. So if I take p as 4, so it becomes 1/4. If I take it 1/2 and if I take the other one as 1/2, sorry, one more, it will be 1/4. So 1/4 is 25%, 1/4 is 25%. From these two I got 50% and this is already 50%. So 50% by 50%, it will give me 100%. So I can take the values 4, 2 and 4. 4, 2 and 4. So what will give me the sum? 4, 4, 8, 9, 10. So how many sums did I get? 2. That means first 2 conditions are not met. First 2 options are wrong. Now let me check for the next 2 options. If I can get 3, I can click it on option C. If I can manage to get more than 3, then directly I can come to the conclusion as B. Now my agenda is to find 2 such values for P, Q and R. So next I will try to find it from here. Let me take any 3 set of fractions from here, which sum will give it 100%. You see, if I take 1/6, 16.66%. If I take 1/3, 13.33%. So if I add this 13.33 and 16.66, it will give me 49.99. Ultimately, approximately, it gives me 50%. So from these two, 1/3 and 1/6, how much did I get? I already got 50%. Now for the next 50%, I can consider 1/2. So how much did I get? Values P, Q, R. 6, 3 and 2. So what is 6 plus 3? 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. So it is easier to find it from this chart of percentage, so that we can just calculate the percentages here. 33.33, if I take 3 times, it is approximately equal to 100%. That's what we need here. It should be equals to 1, that is 100%. Okay. If I take 25 2 times, 25 plus 25 is 50. Then extra 50 is if it comes from 1 by 2. So we are going to get it equivalent to 1. If I take 1 by 6 and 1 by 3, these two equivalent to 50%. And for the next 50%, I will take 1 by 2. Now I already got 3 such sets of PQR. So I can mark it as 3. But still, for my convenience, I should see and try if there is one more. If you can find any more from here, we are not going to the next values of 1 by 8, 1 by 9, because it becomes very smaller for us. 1 by 8 is 12.5%, 1 by 9 is 11.11%. तो इसके साथ करेंगे तो बहुत ज़्यादा करना पड़ेगा, but we can add only 3 times. हम अगर 1 by 9 ले ले तो वहाँ 11.11, 1 by 9, 1 by 9 बहुत सारे करने पड़ेंगे. But हम कितना बार ले सकते हैं? We can consider only 3 times, because we can add only 3 fractions here. So with these 3 fractions, that means we have to take some greater values. So with these greater values, we can maximum come to 1 by 6. So till 1 by 6, can you find any 3 such sets of percentages which on adding equivalences to 100%? There is no such other sets except these 3. 3, 3, 3, 4, 2, 4, or you can take 2, 4, 4, same thing. Sum तो same आ जाएगा, we cannot take because sum distinct होना पड़ेगा. Sum distinct होना पड़ेगा, but that means P plus R distinct होना पड़ेगा. This cannot, this not necessary, this need to be distinct. So यहाँ पे we can see that the maximum values we can get here is 3. Coming to the next question. What is the remainder when 9 to the power 3 plus 9 to the power 4 plus 9 to the power 5 plus 9 to the power 6 plus dot 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 till 9 to the power 100 is divided by 6? Here you need to know a simple concept of remainder theorem. क्या है simple concept? मान लो मेरे पास एक नंबर है 1761 into 3243 into 981, कुछ भी हो, is divided by, it is being asked what is the remainder when it is divided by 6 or when it is divided by 17. ऐसा नहीं है कि I have to divide all these numbers. Divide करना पड़ेगा, but the simple way here is, if I divide 1761 with 17, the remainder which I am going to get, just write the remainder. If I divide, sorry, here if it is plus, here it should be plus, which be whole numbers. So if I get the remainders, if I can divide and find the remainders, if I add the remainders, then I divide with this number, I am going, whatever remainder I am going to get, this will be the remainder for the entire question. This is the concept of remainder theorem. Same concept we are going to use it here. यहाँ पे लिखा गया है 9 cube plus 9 to the power 4 plus 9 to the power 5 plus 9 to the power 6 plus dot 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 dot. It is continuing up to 9 to the power 100. And now it is being divided by 6. If I consider the first one, 9 cube, 9 into 9 into 9. If I divide it by 6, what would be the remainder? See, 9 into 9 is 81. 81 into 9 is 729. So 729, if I divide by 6, 729, if I divide by 6, 6 1 is 6, 12, 6 2 is 12, 9, 6 1 is 6. What is the remainder? 3. That means 9 into 9 into 9. 9 cube by 6. When I divide 9 cube by 6, what is the remainder here? 3. Similarly, what is 9 to the power 4? 9 cube was 729. So 9 to the power 4 is, multiply one more 9. 9 into 9, 81, 8, 9 to 18, 26, 2, 7, 9, 63, 7 to 9, 63, 64, 65, 65, 61. Now if I divide 6561 by 6, 6 into 1, 6, 56, 6 into 9, 54, 21, 6 into 3, 18. What is the remainder? Again 3. That means when I divide 9 cube by 6, I get remainder 3. If I divide 9 to the power 4 by 6, again I get remainder as 3. That means if I divide 9 to the power 5 as by 6, here also I am going to get the remainder 3. In all the cases here, what would be my remainder? 3. Everywhere. 9 cube, 9 4, 9 5. That means, according to the remainder theorem, I can write it like this. Here 9 cube by 6, remainder is 3. 9 to the power 4 by 6, remainder is 3. 9 to the power 5 by 3, remainder is 3. It would keep on going up to how much? If I start from 9 cube, if it is ending on 9 to the power 100, that means how many numbers are here? There would be 98 numbers, because I am leaving here 9 to the power 1 and 9 to the power 2. Except that I am taking here how many numbers? From 9 to the power 3 to 9 to the power 100 up to, that means there are 98 terms. There are 98 terms. Now I need to divide all these by 6. Did you understand where did I get this 3? Because according to the remainder theorem, if I divide 9 cube by 6, the remainder is 3. If I divide 9 to the power 4 by 6, the remainder is 3. If I divide 9 to the power 5 by 6, the remainder is 3. You don't need to check for all the numbers. Just check for 2. If it is following the trend, that means your trend is correct. Now the next information we need here is the knowledge, a little bit knowledge about AP, that is arithmetic progression. What is arithmetic progression? When the differences of the consecutive terms is same. If I have some numbers like this 1, 3, 5, 7, these numbers I will say they are in APs. क्यों नहीं AP में है? Because 3 minus 1 करेंगे कितना आएगा 2, 5 minus 3 करेंगे कितना आएगा 2, 7 minus 5 करेंगे कितना आएगा 2. देखो every consecutive number the difference is same. That means there is a common difference. If there is a common difference, we can conclude the numbers are in AP. यहाँ पे knowledge किसकी चाहिए? Arithmetic progression की. यहाँ पे भी देख लो. In these numbers as well, what is the difference? सब में difference कितना है? 0. 3, 3, 3, 3. It will be keep on going like this. 0 है या फिर कोई और number है as the difference. We can say these numbers are in AP. So how to find a sum of an AP? यहाँ पे तो sum है ना, सब में plus है. How to find a sum of an AP? n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. इसको हमें चेक करना है if it is divisible by 6 or what will be the remainder after dividing by 6. n की जगह पे कितना होगा? How many terms are there? 98 terms are there. So 98 by 2. 2a, what does a means? a का मतलब क्या है? जो फर्स्ट टर्म है 3 into 2 कितना है? 6. n minus 1 into d, ये हम कैलकुलेट नहीं करेंगे. क्यों? Because d का मतलब है कॉमन डिफरेंस. What is the common difference here? 0. So anything multiply with 0 is 0. So यहाँ पे we can stop it here. So it is being now divided by 6. So 2 कितना टाइम जाएगा? 2 3 times. तो आंसर कितना आया? 98 into 3 divided by 6. Now if I divide 6, 6 1 6, 6 3 18. You see this is completely divisible by 6, so the remainder here is 0. So what will be your correct answer here? In this question, we are going to get the correct answer as the remainder as 0. दो में ट्राई कर लिया 3 3, रिमाइंडर 3 3 मिल गया, बाकी वी डोंट नीड टू ट्राई. नेक्स्ट स्टेप व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू, वी कैन सी दैट दिस नंबर्स आर इन एपी. सम ले लो. सम के लिए बहुत आसान हो गया. ये तो d 0 है तो ये पूरा पार्ट 0 हो गया. अगर 6 है तो डायरेक्टली 6 6 वी कैन कैंसिल. तो अल्टीमेटली अगर 6 कंप्लीटली डिविजिबल हो रहा है, इसका मतलब क्या है? देयर इज नो रिमाइंडर. रिमाइंडर इज 0. द ओनली कंसेप्ट यू नीड टू नो हियर इज दैट व्हाट इज, how can we take the remainders here as a set of the numbers? Instead of taking these numbers as 9 cube, 9 to the power 4 and so on, we can take the remainders. And the second thing you need to know is how to take the AP, or what is the sum of these numbers which are in AP. So this is how UPSC will keep asking you the questions. Okay, so here also we need to know about a property. Let me solve this also for you. This question is also very simple. यहां पे पूछा गया है नेचुरल नंबर है n. It can be expressed as p plus q plus r. ये तीन क्या है? तीन डिस्टिंक्ट फैक्टर्स ऑफ n. What are the factors? If I say you, if I have a number 4, what are the factors for 4? 2, 1 and the number itself 4. So if I add these three factors, 1 plus 2 plus 4, how much did I get? 4 plus 2, 6, 6 1 7. So this is, we cannot consider this. यहाँ पे देखो कंडीशन भी है, n should be equals to p plus q plus r, जहाँ पे p q r इसका factors है, and this factors should be distinct factors. We cannot repeat them. Now it is asking how many numbers below 50 have this property. Below 50 कितने numbers का ये वाला property चलेगा. Here you just need to find out the first number जिसके ऊपर ये property काम आएगा. If I take 4, it does not work there. If I take 5, 5 तो prime number है, उसका factors है ही नहीं, it will definitely not work there. If I take 6 here, 6 के कितने factors है? 3 is one of the factors of 6, 2 is one of the factors of 6, 1 is one of the factors of 6. 6 consider नहीं करेंगे हम यहाँ पे, we will just consider अपना जो value है, अपना जो number है, we will not consider that. So other factors of 6 are 3, 2 and 1. Now if I add 3 plus 2 plus 1, how much did I get? 6. यही तो पूछा है क्वेश्चन में. n should be such natural numbers जिसके फैक्टर्स को ऐड करने के बाद, these are factors, we get the same values, 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 1 6. तो ऐसे कितने नंबर्स है अप टू 50? कितने नंबर्स होंगे? नेक्स्ट नंबर यू आर गोइंग टू फाइंड व्हिच विल बी मल्टीपल ऑफ 6. 6 के लिए मिल गया. नेक्स्ट किसके लिए मिलेगा? जो 6 के मल्टीपल्स होंगे. दैट मींस 6 इंटू 2 कितना है? 12. 12 के फैक्टर्स क्या क्या है? व्हाट आर द फैक्टर्स ऑफ 12? 4 इज वन ऑफ द फैक्टर, 3 इज वन ऑफ द फैक्टर, 2 इज वन ऑफ द फैक्टर एंड 6 is one of the factors. But we don't need all the 4s. We need only 3 numbers. तो ऐसे 3 numbers select करो जिसको ऐड करने के बाद we are going to get 12. What could be the numbers? 6 plus 4 10, 10 plus 2 12. तो हम numbers क्या लिख सकते हैं? 6, 4 and 2. We'll get 12 from here. Next number will be 6 into 3. कितना है? 18. तो 18 के क्या क्या फैक्टर्स ले सकते हैं? 9, 6 और 3. These are the factors of 18, no? 9 into 2 18, 6 into 3 18, 3 into 6 18. So if I add these three factors, I am going to get 18. Now you see, ऐसे टाइप के if I continue from 6 n times, कितने ऐसे वैल्यूज मिलेंगे? यहाँ पे तो मुझे एक मिला 6, एक मिला 12, एक मिला 18. Up to 50, how many values I am going to get? That means what is the last multiple of 6 before 50? It is how much? 8. 8 6 is 48. है ना? 8 5 is 40, 8 6 is 48. So till 48 we are going to get. That means how many values we are going to get? Here we got 1. Let me use one other ink here. यहाँ पे एक मुझे ये मिला, यहाँ पे एक ये मिला, यहाँ पे एक ये मिला. नेक्स्ट विल बी 6 इंटू 4, एक होगा 24, ये हो गया. एक हो गया, एक हो जाएगा 30, एक हो जाएगा 36, एक हो जाएगा 42 और नेक्स्ट हो गया 48. तो कितने मिले? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. हाउ मेनी सच नंबर हैव दिस प्रॉपर्टी? देयर विल बी 8 नंबर्स. दैट मींस ऑल द मल्टीपल ऑफ 6 विल हैव दिस प्रॉपर्टी. देखो, these are known as, this is just satisfying this condition कि जो नेचुरल नंबर है उनके जो 3 फैक्टर्स p plus q plus r, 3 कोई ऐसे फैक्टर्स ऐड कर दो, जब ऐड करने के बाद वही नेचुरल नंबर मिलेगा. तो यहाँ पे मैंने 6 क्यों लिया? बिकॉज 6 को बोलते हैं एक परफेक्ट नंबर. दिस नॉट अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर. परफेक्ट स्क्वायर होते हैं 4, 16, 25, which numbers I get by squaring a different number. यहाँ पे these are perfect numbers. What are perfect numbers? यहाँ पे वो कॉन्सेप्ट भी मैं एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ एक बार. What are perfect numbers? यहाँ पे मुझे कैसे पता चला कि I have to take the multiples of 6? Because I tried with 2, I tried with 3, I tried with 4, I tried with 5, नहीं हुआ. 6 के साथ ये हो गया. मतलब 6 के जितने भी फैक्टर्स है, कितने फैक्टर्स है? 3 फैक्टर्स है, 3, 2 and 1. तीनों को ऐड करने के बाद I got 6. सो दिस नंबर आई कैन कंसिडर कि 6 तो एक है ही जो ये कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई करता है. बाकी नंबर्स क्या होंगे? 6 के मल्टीपल्स में होंगे. कैसे पता चला? बिकॉज परफेक्ट नंबर्स. 6 इज ए परफेक्ट नंबर, क्यों? बिकॉज 6 के जो 3 फैक्टर्स है उनको ऐड करने के बाद वी गेट दी सेम वैल्यू 6. नेक्स्ट परफेक्ट नंबर, ये सिंगल डिजिट परफेक्ट नंबर, राइट इट डाउन, दिस विल हेल्प यू इन द फर्दर एग्जामिनेशन. सिंगल डिजिट परफेक्ट नंबर इज 6. डबल डिजिट, एक है डबल डिजिट परफेक्ट नंबर, वो कितना है? 28. क्यों 28 परफेक्ट नंबर है? बिकॉज इफ यू एड ऑल द फैक्टर्स ऑफ 28 वी आर गोइंग टू गेट 28. क्या है ऑल द फैक्टर? एक तो 2 है, नेक्स्ट है 4, नेक्स्ट 7 इज देयर, नेक्स्ट I can take 1 14. Again, what can I take here more? 14, 18, 20, 27. One more, 1 will be there in every factors. यहाँ पे भी 1 था. So you see here 14, 4 is 18, 19, 20, 27, 28. If I add all the factors of 28, I am going to get 28. Okay. So in this way, so these are known as perfect numbers, and these are the numbers which satisfy our condition. Okay, thank you so much.